So this is the circuit we used for activity 1. It's the same circuit we used last time. It has one resistor and a capacitor in series. And our input voltage is coming from the function generator with 25 kilohertz frequency, and it's a square wave. So we choose 25 kilohertz frequency because it gave us enough, a big enough time period to be larger than 5 time constants of our circuit. So now let's connect the oscilloscope to our source voltage. Alright, so now you can see the source voltage is a square wave, and the peak-to-peak voltage is about 10 volts, which means the height of this square from here to here, it's about 10 volts. And now we connect the second channel across our capacitor. So now you can see the blue curve is the voltage across the capacitor, and we can visualize these discharging and charging process clearly. So we already measured the resistance and capacitance for the circuit. What you need to do is to calculate the time constant tau using this equation here. And what we need to measure here is the time needed to charge and discharge the capacitor. So let's look at the oscilloscope. Let's turn off the source voltage and using the cursor. So now you can see let's measure the discharge first. For discharge, if we put the first cursor as the starting point of the discharging process, and the second cursor at almost at the end, we know. So we can see it's the total discharge voltage is about 9.6 volts. So what we need to do is to find out the first time point the voltage reach, like the discharge voltage reached to 9.6 volts here. So what we need to do is to move the cursor to the left, and we look at this number here until it starts decreasing. Okay. So now we can see the voltage is start decreasing from 9.52, and the time interval here we got is 5.4 microseconds, which means from this curve we know it took about 5.4 microseconds to fully discharge. So we put this number here. And now we are measuring the charging process. Again, we put the first cursor at the starting point of the charging process, and the second point to the end. Okay, so when it's fully charged, it's about 9.6 or 9.52. It charged about this voltage. So we move the second cursor to the left until this number starts decreasing. Okay. Move to the left. Okay. Yeah, so almost at this point. So the time interval, the time needed to fully charged is about 5.6 microseconds. So we put it here, 5.6 microsecond. So by looking at these two numbers, we can say, okay, the average time needed to charge and discharge is about maybe 5.5 microseconds. All right. So what you need to do, you need to compare this one and with your time constant, see if this is about 5 time constant, and you also need to discuss about why this happened, or like how do you think about this in your quiz.